Yeah, great courses are taught through the Emeritus Institute, and we have somebody here who also teaches a fantastic course. It's called Art History, and I'd like to welcome Julia Shriver. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm real excited about being here.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, art history is all-encompassing. I mean, it can go back 100 years or it can go back 1,000 years.
Yeah, thousands, yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. So tell me about your background first. How did you get to teaching art history?
I've always wanted to be a teacher. I think one of my earliest memories was tutoring. So teaching was a done deal. But my major was English Lit, and I was going to be an English professor. And then I took my art history class and fell in love. Art history, you open the book, and there are visual images, and it's like, for a visual learner, it's exciting.
Yes,
it's like, wow. So I just have to study this, and I get a degree. And it's like, yeah, but you have to know everything about it. I mean, it's very, very cumulative. There's a lot of information. And I think a lot of people are intimidated by art history.
Yeah, I could see why, yeah.
But it's something everyone can enjoy. So I went to UCI. I'm a local girl, so I went to UCI, and then I went to Cal State Fullerton, and immediately out of Cal State Fullerton, I started teaching.
Wow.
So yeah, it was exciting.
Now, art history, you know, it's so encompassing. Do you look at certain time frames in there and have different courses that sort of follow those time frames?
Absolutely. With Saddleback, I teach their contemporary section, which is basically we start around the time of the Impressionist, maybe a little earlier. We study academic art and then the changes that come with Impressionism, and we come right up to the present moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's about roughly 150 years of art, and we touch on traditional mainstream art, but we also touch on cutting edge, kind of as out there as you can get type art as well.
Right. And I would imagine because of that, you get a lot of discussions going, right?
I do.
What is art? What isn't art?
I do.
That doesn't look like art to me. I could do that with a paintbrush, and it looks like a few lines on there.
Yes, and there are outbursts. What? How is this art? And yes, they're very energetic. Get rid of any stereotype you have about older adults. They're very articulate. They know what they like. They know what they don't like. But hopefully they can learn to experience some different ideas and be open to them.
Exactly. How many years have you taught here, or are you just starting out doing the art history?
This is my third year teaching with Saddleback, but I've been teaching at the college level for a dozen years.
Okay, so you are well versed on it. Yeah. Is there a certain time frame or style that you prefer?
No, that's like asking me what my favorite child is.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a passion for all of it. I really do. I mean, if you were to torture me, I might be able to come up with some names. I love the art of Hung Lu. She's a contemporary Chinese American artist. But I also love Doho Sa and Carrie Mae Weems and Cindy Sherman and the contemporary moment. But again, one of the popular time periods is Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. And those are something that are always requested, and those are things we always talk about as well. But every semester is different, so I have to do a lot of research.
Okay.
So
that way, do you teach like in the, do you teach summer as well?
Not if I can help it.
Okay, all right.
Sometimes it's nice to take a break
and
to do your research and your travel, because I love to travel. And so I use that time also to come up with new, fresh ideas. This semester we had a whole section on hand imagery in art.
Really?
So hands show up in all different ways, in painting and sculpture.
That's very interesting.
Auguste Rodin's large, expressive hands. So yeah, it's fun.
And about the classes, do you teach during each semester? How many actual classes are there? Different I guess what I'm getting at, if somebody wants to take a couple of your classes, are each one going to be different times of the day, or you teach basically a section each semester that people can follow along with?
Yeah, usually I teach Wednesday and Thursday mornings. I'm on the schedule this semester for Wednesday and Thursday mornings. Teach at the clubhouse. We also teach at the Methodist Church in Laguna Woods. And again, it's a 9 to 11 class, and we have a few seats, although my Wednesday class is pretty full.
Okay.
But
as far as materials go, do people need to bring anything? Are there certain, is there a book they need to buy or something like that?
The book is optional for some of my students that have been taking art history for years. They like to buy the supplemental materials, but it's not required. And then we usually do a museum trip every semester as well.
Oh, that's nice.
We went to the Broad. Those tickets were kind of tricky.
Broad?
The Broad.
Where's that? I don't even know where
Broad.
that's at.
It's brand new, and Eli Broad, based on his collection, and it's in LA.
Okay.
So we usually do at least one museum trip a semester, and sometimes two. But cutting edge, kind of out there artworks, and it's hard to get into. The reservations are hard to get, but we did get to go. And then we've also more recently went to the Palm Springs Museum of Art.
Okay.
And
very nice.
We have a great time.
Now, one thing about art is also conveying the culture that goes along with that.
Yes.
And really, I think more than anything, art reflects the changing culture and or differing ideas, right, of that moment. Yeah,
and we teach, or in my class anyway, we teach a large cross-section of different artists, Do Ho Suh, Kim Suja, and we also look at the artist's background, how do signs and symbols inform their work. Symbols can be different. For instance, a snake in Western culture is evil and scary and negative. However, in other cultures, Eastern cultures, it's often about rebirth, it's often about regeneration, and it's more positive imagery.
Interesting.
So that happens, where in one culture it means one thing, and in another it means something else. We also look at the formal elements. We analyze it by color and perspective, and give them some of the art history basics as well. But I try to immerse them in different ideas, and again, we play with the topics a little bit.
And you go into the different styles as far as the different mediums that they've chosen, why this person chose oil, this one watercolors, or whatever it might be, and other sculpting and all. Do you cover that as well?
Oh, absolutely. All different mediums, mixed media. We look at watercolor and oil and tempera, and how that changes and what qualities each of those mediums are good for. However, we're not making art. This is art history.
Exactly, yeah.
And the goals are to actually go into a museum and be very, very informed about what you're seeing, and to explore new ideas, and which is good for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
So
fantastic. So you have a little bit room left. Are you talking about, you said, are you teaching this summer, or you did take this summer?
This is for in the fall.
Okay.
So, you know.
People have already signed up.
No, they start pretty soon.
Okay.
However,
I think they start like
I get a lot of
August.
repeat students.
Okay.
So I can tell you, I've
so
seen
a
few students I will see again.
Okay.
And, but if you're brand new to it, again, it's great, because I include the basics as well. And then we move forward, and it's the social aspect as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, folks, if you're interested in this, go to saddleback.edu/emeritus. I believe, I think they can start signing up in mid-July, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's earlier this year.
Earlier this year? Okay.
It's earlier. It's in June. But it depends, again, on your window, and if you need to
but definitely look into it, because
absolutely.
I can see where your class fills up very quickly. Great to have you on and to meet you.
Thank
Fantastic. You. And again, the website is saddleback.edu/emeritus. You can get all the information there. And this sounds like a wonderful class to take.
It's fun to teach, too.
Yeah, and the field trips involved and all, a lot of fun. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.